Hello, my name is Sierra, and this is my video about, from this week's readings about institutional racism and, whether or not I've ever experienced it. Um, so, personally, for me, I have never, I don't think I've ever really experienced institutional racism. I've, off the top of my head, I can't say that I've really seen it. If I probably have, it's just never really recognized it or paid attention to it because, it doesn't apply to me. So, I was never really aware. Um, but if I, my a good example that I have actually is my wife. She shared with me kind of her example of institutional racism that she faced, and that was when she was doing her CNA schooling in Massachusetts. She was told that she should just quit there and there due to her heavy accent. My wife is from Venezuela, so she speaks English and Spanish, and sometimes a little bit of Spanglish comes out. Um, and so they were expecting her to not make it through just because of the language barrier and the heavy accent. And at the end of it, my wife proved her wrong. She pushed past it. She ended up passing all of her exams, all of her practicums, just everything, and she kind of proved that lady wrong. um, I would like to think that the reason that I haven't experienced um, this is just because I am white. It's kind of the whole white privilege thing. Um, I think the most I've ever really experienced is more has to do with sexism and just because I'm a female and there's certain things that I was deemed I couldn't do, which me being the hard head that I am, was no, I got this and proved them wrong. Um, but anyways, I think that at any age, this could have a detrimental effect on a person, especially when they're young. They grow up with that, self doubt and just kind of that mindset that what's the point of trying, because they're never going to go anywhere. They're going to stay doing what their parents do, stay within the poor class or whatever box or label that society has placed upon them. So like at a young age, they just get to the point where they just don't care and they don't try to better themselves and just kind of break out of that box, break out of that label. um, Even as an adult, teens and adults, it has the same effect. Even if like adults get stinking depression, alcoholism, using drugs, anything that they could use to cope and try to cover up that feeling of emptiness because um, they have that self doubt that what's the point of even trying. So it's detrimental at all ages, and I think it really hurts people. And those who break past that barrier, they're strong and they have a lot of determination, and it's good for them. Um, and I would like to think that if I was to ever face this type of racism, I'd pretty much just push past it and just be like, um, do everything I can to prove them wrong, even if it takes me 3 to 100 tries. I would, fight to get what I wanted, regardless, because I know that I would never be happy if I didn't try at least to overcome those obstacles, overcome those barriers, overcome discrimination. And I think that's where we get all of our leaders, important leaders that we've had in the past, because you know what? They didn't let those barriers get them down. They didn't let people get them down. They took all of that and they used it for good. They used it as motivation to, get on their feet and get out of that box. And so, I take a lot of my inspiration, comes from that, and people like my wife who, don't give up regardless of, how much they're put down, and so, yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching.